What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Winston Salem deal breakers, why Winston Salem may not be right for you. My name is Ramon Lomeli. I'm a local realtor and the team leader of the Smart Move Group, brokered by eXp Realty. We work all over the Triad. I'm here in Winston, but we've got connections all over the state. And the reason that I wanted to make this video for you guys today is because a lot of people are moving to the area, a lot of people are calling me and they're asking me some questions, and some of these items on this list end up being deal breakers for them. So I want to save you some time. If you can't handle these items, then maybe you should look elsewhere. And if you're one of my regulars, thank you so much for the support. This is a different setup. I'm always trying to change and improve the way these videos look and sound, so let me know if you like this version or the other version better, please. But yeah, let's get right into it. Winston Salem continues to get more and more popular every single year. We always end up on the best places to retire, top places people are moving to, best places to live. So we're always coming up in the top places in all these publications and magazines and websites, and it's for good reason. We are the 5th largest city in North Carolina, and we continue to attract a lot of people looking for a slower pace of life, a more affordable cost of living, and we still have a lot of things to do as far as nightlife, entertainment, shopping, dining. So we get a really good mix of everything. While these things sound amazing, and they truly are, I truly believe that these are amazing reasons to move to the Winston-Salem area, there are some things that you may not like. So let's jump into that. Number one, and it's going on right now, is going to be the pollen in North Carolina. Right now we are in the height of pollen season. I was sneezing earlier today in my office. I had to take a Zyrtec, or not Zyrtec, Allegra. But if you're coming from a region where pollen and allergies are not a big thing, then you're going to be surprised when you move here. We have a very green, very full of nature area. Everything looks beautiful in this area, especially in the spring and summertime. However, that comes at a cost. There's a lot of pollen. Your car you have to wash every 2-3 days, because right now I need a car wash. Actually, my car, you could literally write your name in your car. It's this greenish yellowish pollen. I mean, sometimes you see the breeze blow and you see like a haze. It's a lot of pollen, guys. So if you're not used to that, you might suffer. Your body kind of acclimates to it. You kind of learn to expect it. You kind of know that, hey, maybe once a month or once every month you got to go get some Allegra to clear up your sinuses. But so it is something to get adjusted to. But if you suffer from allergies, and if you hate having allergies, then I would say definitely think of moving somewhere else, because Winston-Salem, you're going to have some allergies. Now, North Carolina technically has 3 allergy seasons throughout the year, but definitely the most pronounced is going to be the pollen season, which is right now, which is what's going on right now, which is what's got me all congested. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about today is going to be the humidity. You may already know about this, but North Carolina is quite humid of a state. Now, I say that with a little asterisk, because right now it seems like I'm getting a ton of people from more southern states, specifically Florida. A ton of Floridians are moving up here, so you guys are more than welcome. Come on up. We'll take all of you guys. But humidity for you guys is a lot different than humidity for us. We complain about a little bit of humidity. I've been in Florida and I can't survive in that humidity. So this is going to be nothing for you. This is going to be child's play. But if you're coming from a southwest state, a drier state, you're going to be like, man, it's really humid here. So it just depends on what you're used to. Some publications put us as high as the 9th most humid state in the nation. So we're up there, but we're certainly no Hawaii. We're certainly no Puerto Rico. We're certainly no Caribbean. We're certainly no Florida when it comes to humidity. Something that you may not realize, number 3 on today's list, and you may not have thought about this, but we do have a lot of insects in North Carolina. There's a big insect population here. Those creepy crawlies may not be enough to keep you away from the state. I hope it's not, but I figured I'd mention it because we have a lot of mosquitoes and we have a lot of ticks. Tick season is a thing here. There's, if you're going down to the woods, you better be checking for ticks. Lyme disease is a thing. So that's something that you may not be used to or may not have to think about or worry about where you're from. North Carolina, we've got a lot of insects, including mosquitoes and ticks. Now, to bring up the mosquitoes again, once again, Floridians, you guys take the cake when it comes to mosquitoes. Our mosquitoes are nothing compared to y'all. But if you're going to be in an area near a lake or a river, or in, maybe a foresty, a wooded area, there's going to be a lot of humidity. There's going to be little puddles of water in places. There's going to be mosquitoes, right? So you're going to be annoyed. You're going to be slapping your legs, slapping your arms. Honestly, they're not that bad if you get some off sprayed on your legs, spray on your arms or neck or whatever. Sometimes they sell those bracelets or those little chain things too. You could do that and keep the mosquitoes away from you. When I'm having friends and family over in the summertime, like it's getting ready to be cookout season around here, it should have actually already started. What I'll do is I'll get those special kind of tiki torches that have that liquid in it that burns and it scares all the mosquitoes away. Usually that does the trick to stop us from being all Here in North Carolina, we're actually ranked 9th. We're in the top 10 of the worst places for mosquitoes in the nation. So mosquitoes are a thing. It depends also where you're at. I'm sure we don't have it as worse as maybe some more humid areas in the state, but we are up there. And you know, we do get a ton of rain. It does rain a lot. It's been raining actually for like 4 or 5 days. I'm recording this around the middle of May. Non-stop rain. Is kind of peculiar to have this much rain, but we do get a lot of rain generally, and that causes puddles and ponds and rivers and bodies of water, and little, you know, mosquitoes will breed in, you know, a hubcap if they have to. So yeah, we have a lot of mosquitoes. So yeah, we have a lot of creepy crawlies, we have a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of ticks. Those are probably the most dangerous ones. We do have wolf spiders too, which, you know, that's going to be painful. I don't think it's deadly though, unless it's someone real sick or something. But yeah, just do a little research on the insects in North Carolina and make sure that you are going to be okay moving here. We're not like Australia having like 3-foot tarantulas or something. That's not that bad. Or, you know, we don't have huge scorpions. We do have some snakes. I'm going on a tangent. That's for another video. The next one on the list kind of comes from a lot of the younger crowd that's moving to the area, a lot of the work from home people. They're coming from bigger cities, and they're not used to having to have their own vehicle because where they live, A, they work from home. They don't need a car for that. And then B, a lot of them are in cities where Uber, subway, train, public transportation, bicycles, walkability, like all those factors equate to them not having to own a vehicle, which is very peculiar to me. I've never lived that way. I think it would be nice to be able to walk everywhere, but Winston-Salem, North Carolina is just not that place, at least not yet, and it's going to be a long time before we're ever even remotely to that. Now, I will say there's certain parts of bigger cities like Charlotte and Raleigh where, yeah, you don't even need a car if you work from home or if you work nearby. Everything is very walkable, and there's actually one neighborhood really close to Winston-Salem in a little town called Kernersville. You got a good connect over there. They're doing this neighborhood where it's going to essentially be like a golf course neighborhood, a golf cart neighborhood where they've got mixed use. They've got you know, businesses, they've got restaurants, they've got coffee shops, they've got a pool, they got apartments as well as condos, as well as single family homes, villas, like a lot of stuff going on. But essentially what they're trying to do is make it to where they have everything you need: park, dentist, doctor, restaurants, everything enclosed in one area, and that would be a very walkable area. But 99.99% of everything else, unless you live downtown or this very specific area that I'm talking about, you're going to need a vehicle. You're going to have to drive. I live about 15 miles away from here. It takes me about 15 minutes to get to work. Very little traffic. And yeah, I have to drive. I can't jog 15 miles every day on my way to work. I was helping a gentleman from California a few months ago, and he kind of told me, hey, listen, in California we have a lot of traffic and it takes forever to get places. With you guys, you don't have traffic, but places are further apart. So I still prefer not having traffic and driving a little further, but that's kind of how he rationalized it in his mind. So let me know if that makes sense to you. This next one I'm going to tell you guys about is probably the biggest reason why people want to move here, and also conversely the biggest reason why a lot of people don't want to move here. So it's kind of controversial. Before we get into that though, I do want to remind you that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hey, I put the number on the bottom of the screen here for a reason. Call me, shoot me a text, send me an email, let me know how I can help, if at all. I'd love a chance to answer your questions. Jump on a Zoom, jump on a FaceTime, jump on a Google Meets, whatever you want to do. We don't even have to video, we can just chat on the phone, we can even text. Feel free to reach out. Listen, I'm here to answer your questions. That's why I'm making these videos. Also, I wouldn't be a good YouTuber if I didn't tell you to hit that like button, leave me a comment, but above all, subscribe, because honestly, it really does motivate me to keep making these videos. When I see people liking and commenting and interacting and watching the view durations get longer, it really helps a lot. Like, I get excited about that stuff, and that's probably the reason why I try my hardest. I've missed very few weeks where I'm just swamped and I can't post, but I try my best to bring you guys fresh content every single week, and it does take some time, some energy, some research, setting up these lights, new fancy microphone, all this stuff. And lastly, I'm going to leave you some awesome links in the about section of this video so you can see the free Winston-Salem Relocation Guide, a list of homes that are currently for sale all over the place in the Winston-Salem and surrounding areas, as well as all my social media handles in case you want to be my buddy on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. The reason that I include those though is because I do a lot of short form content about different restaurants in the area, things to do, places to see, events, so you can get a real feel for what Winston-Salem is like if you watch those videos. All right, guys, the reason that a lot of people are moving here, and at the same time, the reason that a lot of people will not move here, is going to be for the same reason, which is the pace of life. Winston-Salem still feels like a small city. It's got like a small town vibe with, I like to call it big city amenities, maybe not as some other cities. We'll talk about that later though. But yeah, it's still very friendly, still very slow. It's still, people are still generally polite and you know, taking care of each other, holding doors open for each other, letting each other merge in traffic. That doesn't happen in Charlotte or Raleigh, so keep that in mind. And even downtown Winston-Salem, even though it is the 5th largest city in Winston-Salem, we still get a lot of that small town feel. We have like little country stores there, a lot of local restaurants. It's definitely expanding. Their businesses are coming all the time, but by and large still has that small town feel. So if you enjoy that small town feel, then I think you'll like Winston-Salem. But if you're looking for a fast-paced lifestyle, a lot of things to do, a lot of high-end clubs, bars, things of that nature, you're looking, things that don't really exist in Winston-Salem, more big city type activities, you're not going to find those here. Now, we do have Charlotte, we have Raleigh, even Greensboro might be a little bit better than Winston-Salem. But here in Winston-Salem, if we technically do got a couple clubs, not a big deal, not nothing fancy. We got a couple we had a lot of bars actually. Really, I like a bar versus a club myself, but so we got that going on. We have a lot of festivals, but really we're more of a city of breweries and wineries than anything else. So if you like breweries, if you like chilling out, hanging out, drinking a cheer wine or eating some Bojangles, if you're from North Carolina, you'll get that reference, then this is the place for you. But other than that, then you might want to look for a bigger city. And piggybacking off of that, we're going to talk about this next thing, which is another reason why people might not want to move here. You might want to think twice before moving to Winston-Salem if you really are looking for a ton of amenities. We just don't have a whole lot. And what I mean by that is that we don't have, for example, a large airport. Every time we're traveling, we're usually going to Charlotte, maybe Raleigh, which are both about an hour and a half away, an hour and a half away for either one, maybe hour 45 to Raleigh, depending on traffic. We have a Greensboro airport. It's a little bit bigger, but you're mostly connecting from Charlotte and Raleigh there. So we don't have a large airport. We don't have any professional sports teams here in Winston-Salem. Charlotte's definitely the place for that. They've got professional soccer, they've got professional basketball, professional football. I think they even got a NHL team or something. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a big NHL guy, but yeah, we don't have here in Winston-Salem. We don't have sports. We have minor league sports, the Winston-Salem Dash, Go Dash, but we don't have big time sports here or big large stadiums. Music venues, another thing we don't have. We have the Ramcat. We have a lot of like smaller, I don't really know the size, maybe 100, 200 people, but we don't have like large like scale stadium-sized venues for music or comedy. Now we do have I'm actually going to go watch Bill Burr later this month at the Joel Lawrence Veterans Memorial Coliseum, but we don't have very large venues. So if you're looking for something where you're always at a concert, you're always watching a comedy show, you're always watching some kind of performance, then definitely Winston-Salem is probably not going to be the best for you, because we do have some of those items, but on a much smaller scale. So when it comes to that, the biggest thing for me and my friends, the people that I grew up with, the way that we grew up, is if there's a really cool artist that we want to go see perform some concert, then we know we're going to have to go to Charlotte or Raleigh, and depending on the evening, we may end up having to get a hotel room. So it just takes a little bit more planning, but then you get to come home to a much slower pace of life, more affordable pace of life, cheaper taxes, all that good stuff. And as far as the amenities go, Greensboro is becoming more and more of a powerhouse in that department. They're having more open air concerts and a lot more things to do down there, which is only about 30 minutes from Winston-Salem. So honestly, it's not that far of a drive to get to Greensboro. Like, we like to go over there for there's a K-pot, like a hot pot restaurant that we like. We go over there sometimes. 28 minutes from our house, get there, get back, so it's not that big of a deal. You probably drive that in traffic now. And this is a tangent I'm going off on here, but this is the beautiful part about this part of North Carolina. You have 3 major cities in a very close proximity to each other. I can be in High Point in 15-20. I'm in Greensboro in 30 minutes. I mean, you have 3 cities worth of activities and restaurants and cultural events and everything else that's got going on, schools, restaurant, whatever. You have 3 big cities worth of options, which I think is a blast. Well, that's going to do it all for me. Make sure you let me know what you think about the new setup, the lights, the background, the microphone. The whole situation is a little bit different than what I normally do. Let me know if you prefer this style or the last one. But thanks so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to go hit that like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe, because that really means a lot. Awesome links in the About section. Don't go clicking on my competitor's video. You know better than that. I'm the best agent in Winston-Salem for YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you guys the next week. Thanks so much for hanging out.